Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and I can even say dear friends. Much has unfortunately happened again since last October, when we opened the first year of the EU Connect program. I already thank the Franco German Youth Office in the person of the two Secretaries General for their continued support for this project. The participation of French, German, Ukrainian, and Moldovan students is full of symbolism. The oldest members, and hopefully one day the youngest member of the European Union, are preparing the future. We are doing this while the war is ongoing. I also thank the Taras Shevchenko National University of Kyiv in the person of the rector for their indispensable contribution. The CIFE, the institution that I have the honor to chair, the CIFE is closely linked to this university through the Memorandum of Understanding we signed last year. Together, we'll make it a success again. Dear friends, old and new are linked by the idea of peace. The Franco-German reconciliation formed the cornerstone of more than 70 years of peace in Western Europe. Today and tomorrow, lasting peace is only possible on our continent by integrating Ukraine into the European Union. The very first condition, of course, is the full restoration of Ukraine's independence and territorial integrity. For that eternal peace, the famous word of Immanuel Kant, for that eternal peace, Ukrainians are dying every day. We who are so far from the battlefield ask ourselves the same question as you in Kyiv. Why this war? Why? What a madness. I am reminded of what Nobel Prize laureate and Pole with Jewish roots Isaac Bashevis Singer once wrote in a kind of cry of despair. And he said, I'm quoting, "The world is a slaughterhouse and a madhouse. Whilst almost all people want to live a normal life in which they and their families can just be content and just be happy. They have a right to that. It's a human right, the right for happiness." The EU Connect program we are now opening for a new academic year will seek the answer to the question, why Europe? And a friend recently wrote a book about this, From Adenauer to Zelensky, from Adenauer to Zelensky Z. Again, it could not be more symbolic. For the Russians, the war in Ukraine is taking longer than they anticipated. They wanted to be in Kyiv after 1 week. For us, and especially for the soldiers, the war is taking longer than we had hoped for. Among the vast majority of European citizens, however, support remains very strong. Be convinced of that. Do not be fooled by all kinds of rumors or fake news. Dear friends, EU membership negotiations will also take time. But the most important thing is not speed, but direction. In the end, it's a political decision. Meanwhile, we will work together after the war to rebuild the country materially and morally. And the latter is already underway. Ukraine is already a different nation, not comparable to the country before February 2022. And the EU, for its part, has also changed. Less naive, more and more aware of its vulnerabilities, more focused on its strategic sovereignty in many domains, more aware that its own security for the future depends on what will happen in Ukraine. In history, we have each, the Union and Ukraine, taken our own course. But what binds us are shared values, all related to the unique value of each human being. And from these flow freedom, justice, openness, friendship, and fraternity. All these positive values we share because they make us more human. Others are out to dehumanize us. So this ethical approach underpins both our educational institutions. We need knowledge, of course, but we equally need heart and we also need soul. Our students need to feel that when they take classes with us, they find this heart, head, and soul. I wanted to give you this simple but essential message. In a way, we are in the same storm, but not in the same boat. In the Union, thank God, we still live in peace, in the boat of peace. The intention is that one day we will moor in the same safe harbor. I'm sure this will happen. Meanwhile, let us work together, even in this academic environment, to one day live together and live together free of worries, worry-free. I wish all students, all professors, a good academic journey. In the French would say, bon vent. In English, I wish you a good and a safe trip. Thank you so much. Let's work together.